going to head out and cut today. So we're just hooking up. It's just after 11 o'clock. And we got everything that we had knocked down yesterday baled just before the rain. We got a little bit of rain overnight. And so we're going to go and knock down a bunch today. We'll see how far we get. Swather kind of broke down there earlier in the week. Right here. Had to weld on a piece of flat bar there and a piece there. Keep those wheels in. Other than that, everything's running pretty good. I had to tighten some chains up on the baler. Just little maintenance stuff, nothing too major yet. Had to redo some of the lacing on the belting on the baler. All in all, so far we've been doing pretty good. We're up to 264 rounds. We already did our 200 squares. And I need about 350 rounds for myself, and then the rest I'll sell or whatever. So anyway, running the old John Deere 2120 and the case 1190 swather. So yeah, anyway, we'll show you guys some of the cutting that we'll be doing today. There's a field there on the other side of the barn that has to get cut. Anyway, we'll show you as we go. So we're back here in the field. I know it's going to be really windy and really hard to hear me, but we started on this field. And this is my fourth field to cut today. I went to video this morning, guys, and the camera battery was dead. So I did that little video that you just saw, and I realized the video or the camera was dying battery, so I ended up having to put it on charge. My wife just brought it out. So anyway, nice thick stuff back here. This is part of the other farm that I'm farming on. So this isn't our property, this stuff. But anyway, our property is just over to the right. But anyway, I was in here baling last night just before the rain came. Not that we got much, but we got a little bit of rain overnight. And but then it's been decently sunny today and really windy, so good drying day. So get the rest of this knocked down. Today's July 1st, and then that's it for today. I think just get this knocked down and then try and do some of the July 1st festivities, or do something fun anyway. So just give you guys a bit of a gander here as I cut. It's really hard to do this one-handed, but you guys can hear me. I'm cutting in 5th gear or 1 high. So just doing a little update on the 2016 haying season. My tractor's down right now. Yesterday when I was baling hay, I ended up got a leak somewhere in my rear tire, which is loaded, full of calcium, and it started leaking out a little bit around the rim, so I'm thinking the tube's gone, and so I got her jacked up there to take the weight off of it, just so I don't lose any more calcium. My father-in-law is going to come over tonight and we're going to take that off and get it fixed. So this afternoon I'm going to head out and hopefully bale up the rest of the hay that we have knocked down, which is everything actually. I got everything cut. I just got to bale it up now, so there's maybe about 6 hours left of baling. So this is the 8420 case baler that I run, and there's the internals of it. Mainly chain drives. There's one belt though. Good baler. I like it. It's very easy to run. Good and simple. Not a whole lot of mechanical stuff to it. Got the PTO drive that runs the baler itself, and then it's just got a manual tire, so you just pull on the rope to put the twine around the bales. And we're at 340 round bales for the season. I need 350 for myself, plus the 200 squares that we did up. So yeah, I'm figuring we should probably, I think we'll probably end up around 400 or so, probably just a little over. But anyway, not bad for 100-acre farm. Such a dry year. The hay's so thin. That, and I haven't done anything with the fields since we bought the place. Some of the fields need to get worked up. Some of them need fertilizer and that. So, but anyway, so this is my father-in-law's tractor, and we're gonna be. That's what I was running yesterday. That's what I'll be baling with today. It's actually identical to mine, just a different loader on it, and it's a lot newer and better shape and runs good. So, but anyway, just take you over here and show you the swather. For the guys that don't really know too much about haying or how the machines work, like myself. I'm really new to all this stuff. I've just been learning as I go. Lots of guys have been teaching me. So anyway, same thing. It's got a PTO shaft that hooks up to the tractor, and the tractor drives the pickup, the cutting teeth, and the conditioners. Mainly chains in there, but there is a belt. There's probably about a dozen grease fittings on here. It's got the slip clutch, which is really nice. Instead of blowing shear pins, if you get into thick stuff or hit like an anthill or something, you'll hear an awful noise, and it's just the clutch slipping. But yeah, so the way a swather works is you got the pickup head on it, I think is what it's called. It's got all the tines on it here, pickup teeth, and it turns like so, and it brings the standing grass into the sections, the cutting teeth there, the knife. Cuts the hay, and then the pickup teeth bring it around the back and put it through those two rollers there, which are known as conditioners. And the rolls aren't just flat, they are like got these grooved things on them, and it actually like bends the grass stalks so that the grass dries that much quicker, because broken grass compared to just grass stalks that are straight, I guess dry faster. So yeah, so this is a case 1190 swather. We picked it up last year. I ran it last year, and then I ran it this year. Last year I cut about 60 acres with it. I didn't cut the whole farm. My father-in-law cut some. But this year, and it ran good last year, but this year we had a little problem with it. Those wheels had worn through the thin plate here. There's a spot there, and then another spot on the back. So I ended up going to my buddy's place, and I got a couple chunks of flat bar, and he welded them on there for me, which I really appreciate, because I think I was out off the field for about an hour and a half. No, not even, maybe an hour. So yeah, so I was able to rip up the road, and he was able to weld that up for me to keep me going. So but yeah, anyway, just showing the machines that we run to do our hay with. It's got a 9-foot cut on it. I usually run it in 5th gear or 1 high. It has hydraulics here. There's one hydraulic line to raise the head, and then to lower it you just take the line pressure off and it just gravity falls down. And then there's 2 lines going to this cylinder here, which kick it out from behind you to off to the side so you can cut. Yeah, I'll take you out and show you the square baler. So this is the square baler that we run. We did 200 squares with it this year. It's an old machine, but it runs really well. We ended up getting it, maybe 4 years ago. And actually my wife did a painting job for a guy, and this was payment, was this old square baler. But it runs good. It is a, I don't know how well you guys can see that, but it's a McCormick International 37 baler. So yeah. Oop. Normally I take that old hay out, which I will, but I got a couple custom jobs that I got to do for squares, so I left those in there from our fields. But yeah, once I'm done doing all the square bales for the year, I take all that out and take the air hose to it and clean everything up. Haven't put anything into it really. When we first got it, there was a couple of issues with it, but nothing major. Just standard square baler. You got your pickup rolls there. Hay comes up, hits the auger. The auger pushes it over into that, I don't know what you call it, but the fingers there. And then the fingers bring it over into this ram thing, and then the ram is on this cam, and it just packs it, and then there's timing and everything. But once it goes through here, as the bale comes out, this turns. As you can see, it's in that bale. So as the bale gets pushed out that way, it raises this arm here, which kicks the needles up, and the needles come up, bring the twine up into the knotters, and ties a knot, does the bale, and then the bale works its way out up, and you can either bale onto the field like we did this year, or you can bale onto a wagon, which we have done in the past also. So yeah, that's the square baler. Just give you a little overview of the farm here. So last year I had my hay piled like right here, sort of left to right. This year I've got my hay piled down here, straight on. So I think there's around 50 bales maybe there or so. No, more than that, 75. Anyway, so we got that there, and of course I forgot to leave a gap between my rows, which sucks because I'll end up with that much more rot on my bales. But anyway, that's a whole different issue. So all those fields are cut and baled and taken off. That field over there is cut and baled, just got to take the bales off the field. That one there is cut and baled, and we ended up throwing the horses out on pasture in that hayfield, just because I ended up cutting and baling the actual pasture field there, which is the first for us to cut that field. So, and then that's the field I'm working to the left of the driveway there. I baled a little bit on it last night, but it was a little bit tough still, so I ended up stopping. I'll bale the rest of it up today, and then I can see the other field on the other side of the creek. Through the trees. So that field over there is knocked down, but it still has to get baled up, which will be today. I'm going to bale everything hopefully today. And this is all the square bales we did up this year. And then over in the corner, I think there's about 50 from last year. But yeah, and then way over by that bush line, I got another field that's knocked down. I just got to bale it up. And these are my couple of my 120 conifers, but you can see there's a bird's nest. I don't know how well you guys can see in there, but there are 4 baby birds, which is kind of cool. Normally last year we filled this area up in here with rounds, but we're going to leave the rounds out of here this year and just leave it for storage. That's the low buggy that I redid for my wife, so that's going to stay in here, and we got some other stuff, and some of the traps I dyed up, and then this is where the tractor stays, and then in the winter it's got the snowblower hooked to it, and it stays all in here. So, but this is the round bales we did up last year. You can see those 4 on the bottom are from last year, with the green stuff up top. So, and I think we got a total of 50 rounds piled in here. So, but yeah, works out good. It's been a good haying season so far. I'll have probably about 50 round bales extra that we'll have to get rid of. But anyway, garden's growing good. Cows are doing good up on the pasture. Other than that, not a whole lot. So anyway, I'm going to get the round baler ready to go there this afternoon and head out and bale up some more hay. So, okay, see you guys in a bit. Fields you just saw when we were coming down the road before we turned right here were some of our fields. There's the cows there. So this is where the cows have been pasturing all summer. I just finished haying our fields, and now I'm heading to bale up the last of the other hay that I got from off another farm. Nice day. Probably the warmest day we've had yet. For like when I was doing hay anyway. So there's a little field here. This isn't our field, but it backs on the other side of the fence line there is all of ours. But I came and did this little field. I think I got 8 bales, which isn't too bad for a little field like that. We're up to 372 bales now, and I would definitely hope to be over the 400 mark by the time I finish this next field. Bit of a rough field, got some pretty good ruts and that in it, but try and get some video of me baling. So, here we go. Hopefully get this field done in a couple hours. Oh boys, we're done. We finished baling for 2016. Oh, just puked out the last little bale there. Puked out the last little bale right there. Just a little guy for about a half a bale. Total count 411. So I started into this field at 372. So I got 39 bales. Yeah, 39 bales. So that's not too bad. Actually, I guess 40, because it'll click once I lower the gate. So 40 bales, and then there was also at around probably 10 in the outside rounds, at least. So 50 off of this one field, that's not too bad. Anyway, everything ran pretty good. It was a pretty good season. Now I just got to fix my tire on my tractor. I think the tube's coming in Thursday. $130 tube. Not cheap, but it's all part of the cost. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's getting long, but it was a good haying season. So now I just got to go around and, with the wagons and load up and take all these off the field. And yeah, and then do some custom cutting and baling for other people. So anyway, maybe we'll do another video another day. See yas.